All right, guys. Hope everybody's having a great weekend so far out there. And I just got to pick this up the other day, and I'm loving it, guys. This is really a nice shotgun. Now, when I first got the shotgun, it was like completely coated in factory grease and oils. Like to the point, like you could almost see it was almost sticky. And if you'd take a rag and wipe it, you would get like black off of the barrel. Now, this is common when it's done like that. It doesn't mean the gun was used or anything. This came straight from the distributor. It never sat on a gun store shelf. But basically, when these things are made at the factory, they don't clean them before they use their factory oil and grease on them. So at the end of this video, I'm going to attach a video of what I did to this to get the factory grease and oil off of. That's not necessarily the stuff you want to shoot with. That's a preservative, so if it sits at the distributor or if it sits at the gun store for any amount of time, the gun will be protected. Now inside the bore, the chamber was great, and the bore's a little dirty, but I've heard that's a common thing when you get these from whatever ammo they use when they test the rounds, when they shoot these things. It's probably pretty dirty ammo, but the chamber was completely nice, no issues there whatsoever. Now, I've already ordered a couple things for this one, and some of you might be wondering why I didn't go with the ghost ring sights, and you know they have the wing and stuff, and I really like how that looks, guys. That look is really neat. But for me, just having a front sight is quickest for me. So, like in other words, for a close quarter combat shotgun, I'm always going to be quicker with one single front sight than I am with lining two things up if I'm going to bring this up fast and shoot. That's just my experience, okay, with that. And I did order something for the front sight, but I'm not going to tell what it is. You guys will probably guess till it gets here. And I ordered another thing so far for this, but I've got a few more things to go until this is going to be complete. But like I said, it is the 590A1. You can see there on the receiver. It does have the heavy walled barrel. And guys, I had a Remington 870, and that gun always ran perfect for me. I've got no complaints with the reliability or the action of the Remington 870. But for me specifically, there was kind of one complaint I had with that shotgun. And what it was right here, it has a loading gate, which that's okay. That really didn't bother me. It's a gate that comes up and you push down and then load them shell in. You know, as you're loading the shell, it pushes the little feed gate in there down. That really didn't bother me. What bothered me was that the receiver was so close together on the sides that when I would load a shell, my thumb would run across both edges to the point to where if it would have been sharp, it would have cut me, literally. So when I was loading that Remington, every time I felt that steel against each side of my thumb. With these, nice and wide mouth there that I can get into, and no load gate there. But like I said, it's not a hit against Remington. That's to me specifically. A lot of guys that they probably wouldn't even notice or even have thought about what I'm even talking about right now to have enough of an issue to even bother them. But this is drilled and tapped on top, so I could do anything I want with it, or do ghost ring sights and that. But like I said, I want to go with the standard front bead sight. So basically, I'll tell you some of the things I'm doing to this. I've got a new pump arm on the way. I've got a sling attachment on the way for down here, and we'll go over everything and the names and what it is and how it's used on here. Then I'm going to order something for the front sight here real soon. I'm going to be ordering a new buttstock, and I'm going to be ordering a sling, of course, for this. And who knows what else. I'm having the hardest time in the world, guys, finding a heat shield for this. I wanted a heat shield before I put on my front sight that I'm going to use, because with the heat shield, you have to have the front bead removed to slide it on. But finding a heat shield for the 590A1 is really, really hard. I did find it on Brownells, but if you order it, it says in red letters below that it's a special order item, and it can take 8 weeks for you to get the heat shield, and I'm just not going to wait that long. So I'm really probably not going to use the heat shield because the pump arm that I'm going to use, I think guys have said that it can contact the heat shield when you pump the shotgun. So here it is, guys, just in case you wanted to hear it. I love it. It's an awesome shotgun. This stock feels weird to me because, you know, in an AR-15 I'm close in and I'm running in tight. Well, these stocks are more like a traditional stock of a shotgun or like a hunting gun, and what I'll have coming will solve the issue of that. But it's just like I'm a tall guy with long arms, so my length of pull is really long, and this just is awkward to me because this isn't how I'm used to shooting. You know, it's probably going into when I shoot with my ARs, but I would like to be in tighter, elbows down. That's kind of how I'd like to be with this. But let me give you a shot here, guys, of the close-up. All right, guys, there you can see. Still got the Mossberg sticker on it, M590A1. There's the front end, really sturdy. It's got the bayonet lug on there. It's got the double rings here, which I really like. It does have a sling swivel on the end here. I'm not going to be using that particular one. You'll see what I'm getting when it gets here. And yeah, guys, I'm really liking it. So, all right, guys, let me know what you think. Any thoughts, questions, concerns? Let me know. Any of you guys that have these, let me know things that you've done to yours. Until next time, this is H4T. And I'm out. Okay, guys, one thing about this Mossberg 590A1 that I got was it came with a lot of factory oil and grease all over it. You really don't want to shoot with that stuff, in my opinion, and I like to get it off the gun. It just makes the gun feel dirty, and there was also like black coming off of the barrel. Now, this gun had been at the distributor. It never was on a shelf or anything like that. It's normal for you to get something like this and get black off the barrel when you're cleaning over it. So what I did was I just went ahead and I took some Ballistol here and I sprayed over it, and I sprayed Ballistol on the inside of the barrel as well, letting that sit and soak so I can clean through the inside of the barrel with a patch. The bore was very nice, no issues there. Everything seemed pretty decent there. We'll see if we get any blackout or anything from inside the chamber here. All right, guys, and I'm going to show you a really good way to swab the bore. And this is going to work with anything from pistols, from 22, on up to any kind of rifle, shotgun, whatever it may be. So what I do is you take the appropriate size patch and you put on your brass brush, and you get the patch started like this, and you pull it tight and get it to stick on those bristles. Now what you're going to do is mop the bore with this on the head of the brass brush. I find that this really swabs the barrel great, gets out a ton of dirt and grime that other things leave behind, because it's such a tight pass when it goes through that it tends to pull out all the dirt and debris that's in your barrel. So let's go ahead and try it out, and we'll see what we get. Just take a nice slow pass from chamber to bore end. I'm using all Ballistol. Okay, see? Right there, all that black. That's why I always recommend using a patch through the bore there. Then what you want to do is take the patch back off, turn it over, and stretch it around again, and then use the other side. So that way you can save yourself some time and some patches and still get the gun clean. All right guys, so next what I'm going to do is go ahead and start working on the outside finish to get the factory grease and oils off. I'm just going to use a microfiber cloth, and I've had some Ballistol already sitting on here for a while. And what's nice about the microfiber is they don't tend to leave lint behind. Like if you use an old sock or an old rag, you're going to find lint wherever you wipe the gun in a lot of cases, because it's sticking to the oils, because this oil gets down into the steel. But if you use microfiber, you really don't have to worry about it doing that. Okay guys, so basically the same thing applies to the receiver, the mag tube, the action bars, the bolt, and everything else. I haven't stripped this gun all the way down yet. I want to wait until I get some good amount of rounds through it before I do that. But I did spray some into the bolt, and I will wipe the excess out. And I sprayed over the receiver and the mag tube and the action bars. And you want to get that factory grease and oil off there, guys. That stuff isn't necessarily an agent to make your gun run smooth. It's more of a preserving agent for not knowing how long the gun may sit at the distributor or at the gun store. So it's not specialized as a shooting grease and oil. So you want to get that stripped off there, my opinion. Now you can go out and just shoot with the factory greases and oils on there, burn some of it off, and then when you come home and you do your first cleaning after the range, you can then clean and oil like you want it to be. But I just wanted to go ahead and, you know, get this done and out of the way. Okay, so now that that's sat for a bit, you can go ahead and get your microfiber and start to wipe everything down. Guys, another little trick for shotguns that I've used in the past that works is after the shotgun has a lot of rounds through it and it's getting really dirty, you want to do a detail cleaning, take your mag spring out and clean your tube, clean the mag tube with your mops and things, just like you would a barrel, except for I don't use a brass brush or anything in there. But use the cotton patches and bore mops and things in there, and get that all nice and clean in the magazine tube as well. Because a little bit of dirt does get in there, not much, but it doesn't hurt to clean it. It's looking good. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I like that. You know, Mossberg purposely makes this so that it doesn't need a ton of lube in there to run these guns, and that's always nice. But I like to have things cleaned and oiled properly to make it as easy on the firearm as I can. These things aren't cheap. They cost a lot of money, and they'll hold value for your lifetime if you treat them right. This shotgun will last easily your lifetime and your children's. And it will be worth money, and some points even increase in money, depending on what happens in the United States concerning gun laws and different things, you know, and just prices of steel, prices of metal, cost of living going up, inflation, gun prices raise with all that too, guys. So you don't really see gun prices regressing. Okay, that's just something you don't see, you know, in quality firearms. So that's pretty much it, guys. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. I will wipe it down a little bit more off camera, but that's basically what I do to get the factory greases and oils off.